Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have missing Marilyn Joyce Pittwood, 1965, 21 years old. I guess I missed this one. November 11th, 1965, only 21, 5'4", 125 pounds, strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes, wearing Western clothing, green Western pants, black Western shirt. And there really wasn't any information other than that's when she was last seen. And then we have some pictures of her. Beautiful young lady. And so then I'm looking for Jane Doe's, and I don't know if any of them could be her or if she moved away or what might have happened to her. And the first Jane Doe I have is this one because it reminds me of this picture of her. Right? Kind of a bit. And this Jane Doe was found in 1995. But the estimated date of death is only 2 years prior to 1995, so it's probably not going to be her. But I decided to include her anyway. She was found in Georgetown, Colorado, Clear Creek County. Two hikers recovered a sun-bleached human skull in the woods in Denver Mountain Parks, about 1/2 mile north of Echo Lake. An extensive search failed to turn up any other remains. Just the skull. Estimated age 17 to 36 years old. The next Jane Doe I have in Colorado was found in 1987, and the estimated date of death is 1986. And we can look at this with her as well. Estimated to be about 5'5", 115 pounds, light brown, long hair. Discovered by hikers near an old mining road 13 miles north of the intersection of US 50 and Phantom Canyon Road, Colorado 67 in Fremont County. They had been covered with rocks. She had been covered with rocks. It's like something out of a scary movie. This Jane Doe was found in Durango, Colorado in 1970. Estimated year of death is 1950 to 1970. Estimated age 20 to 49. Cannot estimate height or weight. They found a skull and in the 1970s. So they're not even sure when they found the skull in the 1970s, but they turned it over to police in Balch Springs, Texas. So, and she went missing in 1965, just a reminder. The next Jane Doe we have was found in 1972 in Bailey, Colorado. Estimated PMI is 2 years. Estimated date of death is 1969 to 1970. Estimated age 17 to 23. Estimated height is 5'2", and she was 5'4", I believe. Partial skeleton remains found by hikers in forests, along with women's shoes and jewelry. No trauma seen to what partial remains were recovered. Brown hair. And there's the clothing. There's the shoes. It says approximate size 6.5. Wow. Next Jane Doe I have was found in Tucson, Pima County, Arizona, October 25th, 1965. And she went missing November 11th, 1965. So this Jane Doe was found before she was missing, like a month. Estimated date of death 1960 to 1964, but I decided to include her. Tucson, Arizona, because see this picture right here reminded me of her. I've got to find it again. Okay, so it's this picture and this one. Doesn't that kind of look like her? I mean, it's a long ways away. I don't know. Height about 5'3". Partial skeletal remains located in a desert 1 mile north of the end of Campbell Road in Pima Canyon, outside of Tucson, Arizona. And the desert is not your friend if you're trying to find out for remains, being out there. That's just horrific, depending on how long they've been out there, but that's just not good. Because then it's hard to get evidence. She does remind me of her, though. So, oops, I'm sorry, that was my phone. Of course, it's going to do that when I'm doing a video. And I'm going to look at that picture one more time. Okay, and then the next one I have, Washington, Utah, found October 1st, 1970. Estimated height is 5'2", weight 140. Blonde or gray hair based on strands found with the remains. Estimated date of death months to years prior, but I don't even know if they have the remains, right? Because it says the woman's remains were located 5 feet from the roadside in rural Washington County, Utah, about 20 miles away from St. George. The skeleton had been buried and was uncovered by a bulldozer. The Washington County Sheriff's had an order to exhume the descendant's body in 2020 in order to collect DNA. The gravesite had nothing in it, and no one could explain why with the amount of time that had passed. So they don't have the remains. Okay? And I thought, wow, that could be her, right? But we don't know. It could be anybody. And this Jane Doe kind of reminded me of her as well. So, and she is in Elko, Nevada, July 14th, 1972. But she's only 5'2", reddish blonde to light brown curly shoulder length hair. Doesn't really look curly there though, does it? Elko, Nevada, months prior is the date of death. Homicide by gunshot. A rancher found the victim's nude, decomposed body in rural Elko, Nevada, half a mile west of Star Valley Road. The area is about 8 miles south of I-80. The victim's body was nude and had been posed in a cross-like manner. She had been shot with a .22 caliber handgun in the neck and left cheek. A dark blue Volkswagen Beetle with Tennessee plates was seen in the area around July 7th. It is believed to be reported stolen from Tennessee but not recovered. So I want to look at her again. I don't know if any of these could be her or not. And this lady's all the way in Florida. All the way in Florida, right? That is just too far away. But that picture kind of reminded me of her a little bit. But I don't know. It's just too far away. 5'1" to 5'7", found in 1973. Months prior, perhaps July of 1973. Unknown, but had a very slender build. A witness said in the spring of 1973, she saw, what is that? I don't know how to pronounce that, at Daytona Beach with a young girl riding on the back of his motorcycle. That must be somebody's last name. Oh, Robert something. Crazy. Joseph Robert. The girl asked her to hold her purse for safekeeping. The girl didn't pick up her purse after the motorcycle ride. 5 days later, he showed up at her door and demanded the purse. She turned it over, but not before peeking inside for the identification. She told the investigators she remembered only that the girl was from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Wow. That's sad. That's a long ways from Florida, too. Then we have this lady in Georgia, 1973. Estimated date of death is 1973. They only have the skull. So, Hampton exit I-75 in Georgia. And that's too far away, too. And I don't know. It's hard to tell if any of them could be her, because there's no telling. She might have been fine and just moved away. Or she might have went hiking and something might have happened to her. You know, who knows? If you have any information, maybe somebody out there knows. Maybe somebody has information. It's been a lot of years since 1965, but maybe you remember something. Maybe you heard something through the grapevine, through family members, through friends, somebody drinking and talking. And maybe any information that you might have whatsoever, please contact authorities and let them know. Don't assume they know it, because the case file, that's a lot of years. And, you know, they might have had the information written down years ago. And then in between all that time, they didn't have computers back then. So who knows how they stored the information? Who knows how the case files got transferred? Who knows what they have left in the case file, right? So if you have any information, because we had computers, word processors, floppy disks, you know, computers crashed. If it was stored in the basement of a building, it could have flooded, a pipe could have burst. Anything could have happened with the case file. And so, and then maybe somebody didn't feel the information was relevant back then or important, and maybe now you think maybe you should let them know. And even if it's hearsay, it's not like you're going to testify in a court of law. And so please come forward and give authorities any information that you have. Don't forget to pray for her family and her loved ones who have no idea where she is or what might have happened to her. And feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.